So we're going to start on our backs. So come into a constructive rest position. Step your feet as wide as you like. So maybe to the outer edges of your mat, but if you're tall, it might be a little further away. Just depends on the variation in your hips. So just step them to a nice comfortable distance and just let your knees drop in towards each other and let your arms fall comfortably out at your sides. And then just start to take a couple of nice deep breaths here. And as your body and mind start to come into your mat and everything starts to quiet down just a little bit, start to tune in and notice. Notice if there's any places in your body that are still kind of holding on to a little bit of tension, anything that's kind of gripping. And see if you can take a second to just maybe wiggle that space around or do anything that would help ease it into a softness, whatever that means to you. And then see if you can come back to your breath. Just watching your inhale come in and noticing the exhale. And before we move away from this stillness, take a moment here to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything that would cause your body pain, and just treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Great. And then with that intention set, we're just going to start to find our awareness down at our hands and our fingers. And start by just letting the backs of your hands be a little heavy and just let your fingers curl the way they naturally do. So they might not stay all the way straight out. So if your fingers are slightly curled with a softness in your palm, just start to wiggle your fingers gently. So no big efforting here. Just start to tune in and notice. Notice your fingers, notice your hands. Awesome. And then take it a little further and now start to stretch your fingers out, reaching them nice and long. And then roll the fingers in like a little fist and give a squeeze. And then stretch your fingers out, reach long, roll the fingers in, make a little squeeze. And do that one more time. Stretch your fingers out and then roll your fingers in. Nice. And then come back to that nice neutral, natural softness and start to turn your head side to side. So just massaging out the back of the head and moving into your cervical spine, finding some gentle movement here. And then start to notice if there's any little clicky places, catchy places, anything that feels like it just wants a little softness or soothing out. Maybe you'll slow your motion down or pause along the way. And then once you feel like you've worked out that little click or any little catchy places, come back to a nice smooth rhythm, just turning your head side to side. Nice. Take one more turn of the head side to side, just like this. We're going to keep the head turning, but now see if you can just kind of float your arms into a cactus or goalpost position. So you might feel a little engagement in the shoulder blades as you do so. If you need to pause and readjust the shoulder blades, do what feels the best to you, but then see if you can come right back to the turning of your head side to side. And now you might notice a little bit of space in the armpit chest, a little opening in the collarbones. Take a nice deep breath in and just notice that space. And a nice deep breath out. Nice. And then from here, we're going to add our knees. So as your head turns in one direction, knees are going to drop in the opposite direction. Everything will meet in center, and then the knees will drop over to the other side and head turns in the opposite direction. And then just start to smooth that out. Take it nice and slow to find a rhythm. Notice if there's any little catchy places in your hips or your knees. Make adjustments so you can soothe all those little catchy places out. And then once you feel like you've got it smoothed out, find a nice rhythm here, turning side to side. Nice. Now, the next time your legs drop to the right and your head turns to the left, stay there for a second. Let your knees be nice and heavy. Start to just notice the front of your left hip. Take a nice big breath into that space and a nice slow breath out. Take 2 more breaths here, just letting your knees be heavy. And allowing your breath to do the work for you here. Great. And then on your next inhale, bring it all back to center and then drop your knees over to the left, head turns to the right. Let your knees get nice and heavy. See if you can tune into the front of your right hip. Send a little breath there. Nice deep inhale. Nice slow exhale. 2 more cycles of breath here. Beautiful. And then on your next inhale, knees float to center, head comes to center. We're going to walk the feet in a little bit closer. So feet are now going to be about hip width distance apart. And then just let your arms come down at your sides into a comfortable configuration. So that might be about 45 degrees away from the body, just allowing the shoulder heads and the shoulder blades to be soft and comfortable. And then we're going to work down into our feet. So we're going to start by just pulling the toes and the balls of the feet away from the floor, almost as if you're trying to do just a little tap over your feet. So just pick the toes and the balls of the feet up and then set them back down. And then start to notice, if you can find that engagement, you're going to start to notice the muscle that runs along the outside of your shin bone. So pick the toes and the balls of the feet up and lower them down in any rhythm that feels good to you. So you can go super fast, you can go slow, you can go somewhere in the middle. Nice. Take 1 or 2 more little taps of your toes. And then we're going to set the balls of the feet down and then bring it into the heels. So we're just going to lift the heels up and lower them down, just moving into the ankle joint a little bit here. Now you might notice a little bit more engagement in the calf muscles and the Achilles heel. So see if you can just find that movement that comes away from the ankle joint. Great. 1 more lift and lower of the heels. And then let your heels set down and then slide your hands in a little closer alongside your hips, arms pressing down into the earth and move into a pelvic tilt. As you exhale, press your low back into the earth. Inhale, come back to the natural curve of your back. Exhale, press your low back down. Inhale to release. Exhale to press. Inhale to release. And now we're going to go a little further with that movement. So as you exhale, you're going to feel your low back press into the ground, curl your tailbone up, lift into a bridge position. Take an inhale at the top. Take an exhale. And then on your next inhale, start to roll down through your spine. Nice. And then find the natural curve of your back. Take an inhale. Exhale, press your low back into the ground, curl the tailbone up, rise up into your bridge. Inhale at the top, stay lifted. Take an exhale. Inhale and roll your way back down to the ground. Beautiful. Find the natural curve of your back. Exhale, press your low back into the ground, curl the tailbone, lift the hips up, find that bridge position. Inhale at the top. Take an exhale, stay lifted. And then on your next inhale, start to lower your way back down. Beautiful. And then pull both knees into your chest. Give yourself a light little squeeze. And then find just a gentle rock side to side. Nice. 1 more little rock side to side. And then we're just going to switch our grip. So we're going to just catch hold lightly of the backs of the thighs. Nothing too serious, no big efforting here. And we're just going to alternate kicking the heels up towards the sky. So as we hold onto the backs of the thighs, I just want you to tune in and feel the muscular action that's happening underneath your hand as you pick one heel up towards the ceiling and then the other. And you don't have to straighten the legs all the way. You can keep a micro bend in the knees. We just want to start to tune in and notice. Notice the muscles in the back of the leg. Notice how the back of the leg feels. Nice. 1 more time each side, or even yourself out. And then we're going to switch grips, catch hold of the tops of the knees, and then we're going to engage the arms. So arms are going to create a little resistance. You're going to push your knees into your hands, engaging the tops of the legs. You might feel an engagement in the low back side body and the low back, and arms are hanging on tight, holding on, resisting that press of the knees into the hands. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, let that go, soften and pull the knees into your chest. Cool, and then we'll do that again. Push your knees into your hands. Hands resist. Feel that fired up muscles in the back. Feel the muscles in the legs. Take a big inhale. Exhale, soften and pull it in. Nice, one more just like that. Push your knees into your hands. Hands are strong, arms resist. Take a big inhale. Exhale, soften, pull it in. Wonderful. And then hold on to your right knee, set your left foot down. Left knee can stay bent. We're just going to catch hold of that right knee. Let your hands do most of the heavy lifting. Draw your knee in circles, go in one direction. And then draw your knee in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. Now we're going to take that right knee out wide towards your right shoulder. So open the hip up just a little bit. Circle your foot one way. Circle your foot the other way. Bring it in and slightly across the body. So you might switch grips, taking the right knee towards the left shoulder, maybe finding a little stretch, maybe down in the glute, down in the gluteus medius, or maybe even feeling a little sensation in the IT band. So just tune in, notice where you feel sensation in your body. Take a nice big breath. Awesome, and then release and set that foot down, take it to the other side. Left knee comes into the chest, hold on with both hands, draw that knee in circles, go in one direction. And then draw your knee in circles, go the other way. Awesome, and then we open up the hip. Take that left knee towards the left shoulder, opening out to the side. Circle your foot in one direction. And circle your foot the other way. Cool, and then bring that left knee slightly across the body over towards the right shoulder, hug it in. Find that sensation, maybe in the IT band, maybe the glutes, maybe the glute medius and minimus. Take a moment to just notice where you feel that little gentle stretch. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful, and then bring that leg back in. And then we're gonna set that foot down and take a good morning stretch here. So you're gonna walk your feet nice and long down to the end of your mat. Reach your arms up and overhead. Stretch long from fingers to toes. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Beautiful. And then we're gonna float the hands up straight out from the chest and pull the knees into a tabletop position. So think dead bug here. Knees in line with the hips, arms out straight from the shoulders. Take your right hand, touch your right thumb to the ground up and over your head. Everything else stays nice and steady and stable, and then bring it back up. Left hand's gonna touch down, thumb touches the floor. Everything else stays nice and stable. Bring it back up. Right toes are gonna touch the ground. We're gonna keep the knee bent. Everything else is gonna stay steady and stable. Pull that knee back up. Left toe is gonna touch the ground and pull it back up. Nice. Now right hand, left toe are gonna reach down, touch the ground. Everything else stays steady. Pull it back up. Left hand, right toe, touch the ground and pull it back up with control. Nice. One more time each side. Right thumb, left toe, touch down and bring it back up. Left thumb, right toe, touch down and bring it back up. Awesome. Grab the backs of your thighs, start to find a little bit of a rock and roll. Catch a little momentum, find a seated position. And then from here, just scoot your bum back a little bit, step your feet super wide. So think to the outer edges of your mat. Lift your belly and your chest and then let your hands come to the insides of your legs, touch the ground. Let your head drop down, tuck your chin into your chest. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. One more breath here. Cool. Now from here, press your fingers into the earth, pull your abdominal muscles in. You're going to drag the fingers, pull the ribs back, start to glide those fingers as you come on up. Nice. And then send your right leg out nice and wide, but bring your left foot in. So hips are going to stay facing forward. That left knee is going to be bent. And then once you found your way there, it's just going to be a gentle light. So don't go to the extreme here. Take your right elbow to the inside of your thigh. Take your left hand, reach it up alongside your ear, just to the point where you feel a stretch in the side body, and then stop there. Take a nice big breath. Nice, lift on up, and then we're gonna switch sides. So hands behind you so you can lean back into your sits bones. Switch your legs. Left leg goes out nice and wide, right foot comes in. Once you've got yourself set up, left elbow to the inner thigh, right hand reaches up just to the point where you feel sensation in the side body, and then stop there. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then lift it on up, and we're going to come into an easy seated position. So just cross your legs here. Take a second to wiggle into your sits bones, and we're going to take it into an easy seated forward fold. So you're going to start to walk yourself forward just a little bit. Think about coming like halfway to your edge, and then press into your fingers, pull your abdominal muscles in, drag the fingers, pull your way back up. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up and overhead. And then we're going to exhale, reach forward, maybe coming just a little bit longer. Let the hands find the ground. Press into the fingers, pull the abdominal muscles in, drag and pull your way back up. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, reach out, and this time go nice and far as you can control. Press your fingers into the earth. Pause there for a second. Take 3 nods of your head up and down. Beautiful. And then find that neutral place with your head. Pull your abdominal muscles in, drag your fingers, come up nice and strong, and then roll your shoulders around, down and back. And we're going to take it right into a seated twist. So left hand is going to find the right knee, right hand behind you. Think about getting nice and tall here. One more breath. Beautiful. And then unwind and then take it over to the other side. Catch your left knee, left hand behind you. Think about finding that height in your spine as you breathe in. Nice. One more breath. Unwind, come back to center, catch your knees here, and we're moving into a seated cat and cow. Inhale, lift your chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round the back, hang back into your sits bones. Inhale, lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chin. Exhale, round your back. One more just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Beautiful. And then find a nice neutral spine. And we're going to find our way into a tabletop position from here. So if you can, bring your hands forward, lift your butt up, and then spin your legs out, and then find your way into a nice, comfortable all fours position. So wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we're going to curl both sets of toes under and start to rock forward and back, finding a nice, gentle stretch to the bottoms of the feet and the toes, and just go to a point that feels like a good sensation to you. So if you've got anything going on, arthritis, plantar fasciitis, any of that kind of such that makes your feet just feel a little bit too much sometimes, soften it up. Just go to a depth that feels really good. Nice. Take one more forward and back. And then we're going to come into tabletop position, release your toes right into puppy pose. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Reach long through the arms. Let your chest and your forehead sink down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. On your next inhale, start to slowly find your way back up into a tabletop position. We're going to curl both sets of toes under, lift up into downward facing dog. Take a couple pedals of the legs just to move through the backs of the legs. Notice the back side of your body. Notice your shoulders, notice your hips, notice your butt, notice your calves. Just see what's going on there. Make sure everything is feeling good. 1 or 2 more pedals to the legs, and then we're going to look forward. Walk our feet up to meet our hands, come to a little ragdoll fold at the top of your mat. So feet about hip or shoulder width distance apart, super generous bend in the knees, grab your elbows, and then just find a gentle sway side to side here. And then just tune into the back of your neck. If you have a tiny lift of your chin, see if you can soften down, soften the muscles in the back of the neck, so no need to effort there. Beautiful. One more little sway side to side. And then as you come back to center, float your fingers down to the ground. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in, round and roll up to standing. And then take a couple of gentle rolls of the shoulders around, down, and back, just to kind of soothe all of that out. Nice. And then find a mountain pose here. Get yourself all situated at the top of your mat, feet about hip width distance apart. See if you can find a little bit of a lift in the insteps. Spread your toes nice and wide. Find a nice lift all the way up through the front of your body, up through the top of your head. And then just let your shoulders kind of snuggle down and bring a little life down into your fingers. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to interlace the fingers here. Flip the palms, press them forward. Make some space for your shoulder blades. And then once you feel like your shoulders are in a good position, press further, straighten your arms just as much as feels good. Feel that nice stretch in the fingers and the palms. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then pressing the palms up and overhead so you can soften the elbows, make room for the shoulders to move. And then once you feel like your shoulders are in a happy place, straighten the arms just as much as feels good. Press back into the palms. Take a nice big breath. Slow breath out. Awesome. Keeping the arms lifted up and overhead. Unlace your fingers and then grab that imaginary beach ball over your head. Take a big inhale, find a little lift through the fingertips. Exhale, sink into a little chair, just a gentle bend of the knees. Come right back up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink into a little seat. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink into a little seat. Nice. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink down. One more just like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink down. On this next inhale, we're going to reach up and think a back bend here. So just a gentle lift through the fingers, a gentle lift through the chest, hips come forward slightly, look up to the sky, take a nice big inhale, nice slow exhale. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold all the way down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step both feet back to a downward facing dog position. Nice, and then pick up your heels, lower your knees, come into tabletop. We're gonna move on to a gate pose. So step your right foot out, straight out from the hip, out to the side. Bring your hands to your hips and come up into a high kneel position. Beautiful, and then right hand's gonna come onto that right side. Left hand's gonna reach up, take a 3 side bends here. So we're gonna lean over and lift up. Lean over and lift up. One more just like that, lean over and lift up. Nice. And then left hand's going to touch down over on the left side. So now we're going to find a little bit of a supported side plank. So the knee is down on the ground, but we're going to start to see if we can find the sensation of our ribs lifting up towards the ceiling, and then reach your right arm up, look up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Awesome. And now from here, we're going to swim the hands around. So you're going to keep that right leg extended out, but find your way back into a semi-tabletop position. Nice. And then take a couple of gentle rocks forward and back. So you're going to start to pull your butt back towards your heels. Just go as far as feels safe. Nice. And then the next time you come back, see if you can find your edge, pulling back just as far as feels comfortable, making sure your knee feels good, ankle feels good, and the top of your shin feels good. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then press into the top of the foot and the shin. Lift your butt back up. Take one cat-cow breath here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale to a neutral spine, slide the right leg in, and we're going to switch and set up for the other side. So left leg is going to step out, hands to the hips, come to your high kneel position. Nice. Left hand over the thigh, right hand reaches up. 3 side bends. So not extreme, just starting to find some length through the side body and a little strength as you lift your way back up. Lean over and come back up. Awesome. Lean over and come back up. Nice. And now we're going to set the right hand down over to the right. So that hand is going to be our anchor. We're going to think about pulling the ribs upward towards the ceiling. Left hand extends up to the sky. Turn your head and look up. Beautiful. And then swim your hands around and down, finding that tabletop position again. Once you've got your way there, we're going to take a couple of rocks forward and back. Just check in, make sure your knee feels comfortable and safe, hip feels good. Only go to a depth that feels all right in your body. Beautiful. And then the next time your butt comes back towards your heels, go to your edge. Go just as far as feels good to you. Nice. And then on your next inhale, start to press into the top of the foot and the shin. Lift yourself up with control. Take one cat-cow breath here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to a neutral spine. Slide that left foot in. Give your hips a little bop side to side just to kind of soothe everything out. We're going to step the feet to the back edge of the mat into a plank position. So you can always just walk the knees back if a knee down plank is the better way to go for you. So you're going to find the position that feels good to you. We're only hanging out in that plank for one breath. And then when you're ready, release your knees, lower with control onto your belly. Once you've found your way down, take a second to kind of shimmy out your bum, wiggle out your ankles, shimmy out your shoulders. We're going to bend the knees, swish the heels side to side. Beautiful. One more swish of the heels side to side, and then relax your toes down to the ground. 3 low cobras here. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. On this next one, we're going to inhale, lift and hold. Lift your hands away from the floor just to feel the strength in your back. Awesome. And then float those hands down, push your way up into a tabletop position. We're going to swing the legs around and come sitting onto our butt. So just swing your legs on around and then send your legs nice and long. Give your knees a little soft bounce. We're going to hold on to the right knee, hold on to the right heel, rock that leg a little bit side to side. Great, and then we're gonna take it into a figure 4 here. So right leg is gonna come across the left. Bring your hands behind you so you can lean into your elbows and then slide your left leg in. And then if it feels good, press into your palms, lift your chest up to meet the shin. And then if it feels good, you're gonna rock your figure 4 a little bit side to side, but just make sure that your knees are happy with that and your hips feel okay. Beautiful. One more little rock side to side. And then bring it back to center, soften your elbows, slide your left leg long. You're gonna help that right leg come off, give your knees a little bounce, a little shake, and then we're gonna take it to the other side. So grab your left knee, grab your left heel, rock that leg a little bit side to side. Awesome, and then bring that left leg across the right, find your figure 4, hands behind you, lean back, slide that right leg in, and then press into your palms, bring your heart up to meet your shin. Cool, and then if that felt good to rock your figure 4 side to side, start small and then just increase your range of motion according to your body. So just check in to make sure everything feels okay. Nice, take one more time side to side. And then bring it back to center, soften your elbows, slide your right leg long, help lift that leg off, give everything a nice little soft bounce, wiggle out your toes, wiggle out your ankles, and then bend your knees, scoot your bum forward, curl your tailbone under, roll nice and slow down to the ground. Awesome. Once you've found your way here, just take a second to shimmy out your bum, make sure your shoulder blades feel good. We're going to lift the right leg up to the sky, keep a micro bend in the knee. We're going to start to walk our hands up the leg, up towards the ankle, so you can start to pull the leg into your comfort level. Nose towards knee, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then walk yourself back down, bend that knee, slide your left leg nice and long, and we're going to take it over and across the body for a quick little supine twist. So bring it over and across, right arm opens out nice and wide. Take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale. Bring that leg right back in, slide your left leg in, And then we're going to switch sides. So we're going to lift the left knee up, set the right foot down, start to bring your heel up towards the sky, keep a micro bend in that leg, walk yourself on up that leg towards your ankle, let your chest lift and nose towards knee. Beautiful. And then walk it down nice and slow. Bend that knee, send your right leg nice and long, supine twist to the other side. Take that knee across the body. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Awesome. Bring that knee back up into the chest. Now we're going to take the knees a little bit wider to set up for a quick happy baby. So knees to the shoulders, nice wide position. You might be happy here. It might feel good to float the feet up, grab the blade edges of your feet. And then once you feel like you've found a good hold, take a couple of little rocks side to side. Move into the knees, wiggle into the ankles. Find a little space in the hips. Let your tailbone have some freedom. Let your shoulders be nice and soft and loose. Cool. And then when you feel good and happy, go ahead and release your feet back down to the ground. Maybe think about bringing them back to the outer edges of your mat. Let your knees collapse in towards each other. See how that constructive rest feels. It might feel good to feel a little supported in the low back. But if you want that more traditional shape in your Shavasana, maybe you walk your feet long. So take a second to just find a space that will feel right for you and a place where you can find just a little bit of stillness. And then once you've found your way here, just see if you can tune in real quick to your belly button, belly, and hips. Notice if you're holding any tension there, if you're gripping around the belly button, or if there's still a little bit of tension or muscular holding in your butt or your hips. Where can you soften? You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. But if you feel ready to do so, start to gently reawaken your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Gently move your wrists, gently move your ankles. Maybe take a little swish of your feet side to side, and a little windshield wiper action, any bit of movement that wakes you up. And then if it feels really good, come back to that good morning stretch like a yawn. Stretch from fingers to toes. Take a nice big breath back into your body. And then when you feel good and ready, start to find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Come up in any way that feels good to you. Awesome. And then as you come up to that comfortable seat, just take a second to kind of wiggle around into your sits bones, drop your shoulders down, soften your forehead, soften your eyes. Take a nice gentle inhale. Nice slow exhale. Great. And then we're going to take our piano fingers and we're just going to do a nice light little tap up and down the chest. So think about to the breastbone and then up to the collarbones. And we're just giving a nice light tap. And then once you feel like you've got a little rhythm, close your eyes down, tune back into your breath, keep that light tap going, and just see if you can notice and feel the breath inside your body. Beautiful. One more little tap up and down. And then gather your hands together in Anjali Mudra, prayer hands to heart center. Bow your mind to your body. And breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. Gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Saturday.